Hi there, this is Richard Luna, the pastor at St. John's United Methodist Church in Richmond, Texas. I want to take a moment just to tell you that we're doing a great thing at St. John's and we're experiencing a wonderful Lenten season. We've been on the 40-day journey itself where we agreed to walk with Jesus in this experience. We've heard the teachings, we've seen the miracles, we've witnessed the understanding and the revealing of who he is as the Messiah. We've also been feeling that call of discipleship in our lives, and we've been pulled into this relationship with him that now allows us to journey with him into that last week of his life in Jerusalem itself. On Sunday morning, our choir did a fantastic cantata that captured the story itself of that last week from Palm Sunday to Easter. And now, throughout the week, we will break down some of those experiences to witness them again firsthand, the ways that this experience with Jesus changes the disciple. And so on Wednesday, we will have our Lenten lunch again, and we will look to another question of Jesus that allows us to explore deeper what discipleship means and what Jesus would want us to know about our life of following him. On Thursday, we will have our Maundy Thursday worship service at 6:30 at night. That's the night that we gather around the table with Jesus and his disciples and we share that Last Supper experience, a time in which he demonstrated and showed us the deep passion that God has for each of us and how far his love would go. And he even went so far that night as to offer a mandate to his disciples that they are to love as Christ has loved them. And then we will leave that table and move into the garden itself and have that time of reflection and prayer that allows us to remember how important it is to be committed to one another and to Christ. On Friday, we will move a little closer to the cross as we experience what we call Good Friday. We will be drawn to a worship service that night at 6:30 again, in which we will be able to experience very deeply some of the moments in which Christ himself was captured and crucified and suffered for our sake. And there he then died on the cross, and we hear his last words as he speaks from the cross. And we are at the foot of the cross as his disciples, witnessing these moments together. And we see him take his last breath, and we feel the loss of his life itself. And then we witness the removing him from the cross and placing him in an empty tomb, and that tomb itself sealed away so that everything seems in that moment to be completely ended. And then that will walk us into a Saturday experience, a Holy Saturday, in which we will have a come and go prayer vigil from 9:30 to 11:30 that morning. It's a chance just to experience the silence of the absence of Christ and to experience the stillness of a disciple who needs Christ but doesn't know the next steps. And then when Easter morning comes and we witness an empty tomb, I pray that you might join us that day especially, because at 6:45 in the morning we will have an Easter sunrise service together, and then at 8:30 and at 9:45 and at 11 o'clock we will have our sanctuary worship services put together, and all of those will be opportunities to join us where we celebrate the good news that Christ is risen. Whatever the case may be, I encourage you to let this whole experience unfold for you. Make a commitment now to try to be a part of every part of this experience this week that you can be. And I think you will find that your life of discipleship will be nurtured into something better. And so that you will also have a deeper message of understanding when Easter morning comes to your life and experience. And resurrection really means something to your personal experience. Friends, thank you for this chance to be your pastor. Now, I know that there might be some issues with weather that we're looking at, and if anything changes with the weather, it'll just be subtle changes. The schedule will stay the same. We're not going to cancel anything. We're going to continue to move forward with this whole moment of experiences that we want to have that tells the whole story of Christ's love for us, the passion for us, and the resurrection that changes everything. I pray that you will feel the nearness and the welcome of a group of people who care very deeply about witnessing this to our world. So join us if you can. Be a part of the experience and let us share with you the story of Jesus Christ and the whole experience of what Holy Week really means to every disciple. Amen.